Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Two Footballs podcast. My name is Spencer. I am joined today by my co-host William.
It's a me.
It's a me, William. A little bit of a shorter episode. We were supposed to record it last night, and then things came up, and we're kind of scrapping at the bins here. It's kind of gotten into that week time where half the games don't really mean much, do they?
Yeah, it's tough to watch Brighton get battered by Man City. I mean, neither one of them are playing for anything. Games like that. There's still some interesting games, but most part it's kind of dull.
Yeah, and I mean, pretty much at this rate, after the game today, we probably have a good enough idea of who's going down and who's probably going to stay up. The only interesting race to watch now
Yeah,
is pretty much
it's
the Europa League, Champions League.
yeah the relegations. I mean, it's not officially like mathematically over. You know, Bournemouth and Aston Villa are technically only 3 points off of safety. But it's looking like the three teams in the relegation zone right now are the ones going down.
They're all doomed for their fate. But speaking of the relegation
The only
zone,
team that might go down would be Watford.
speaking of Watford 2, the first game of match week 35, we'll be covering today the results from match week 35 and 36. Watford actually got a W over Newcastle 2-1. Troy Deeney
Yeah,
had
which
two
is
goals. It's
big
like
win for them, honestly.
it was big at the time, and now you look at the result that happens in match day 36, and it's kind of like
Yeah,
maybe you
but
got maybe you got a little lucky.
Newcastle obviously is not concerned with anything. You
Not
know,
much to play for them.
yeah, they're not going down. They're not moving up much, and they might get taken over, and they might not. They're like Schrodinger's team. I don't know. It doesn't really mean
Right, because
they
news came out today that they might not get their
they
takeover
got
after
money and at
all.
the same time don't have money.
And if they don't get their takeover, Newcastle fans on suicide watch, which is very
R.I.P.
sad. But yeah,
All
not
right,
much
but this
happens.
game,
Yeah,
not much to write home about.
yeah, not
I
much to write
believe
home. Watford got a
and
win.
Troy Deeney, did he score 2 penalties in this game?
I don't know if they were both penalties, but I know he scored two. Yeah, he did score both of them penalty spot.
He laid
Uh,
on.
yeah, but
They're both penalties. Yeah, okay.
Newcastle, not much to play for, so we're not surprised about that result. Next game is the same exact thing. Norwich City
Jeez.
are relegated, so not much to play for. They got battered 4-0 by West Ham. This was a big step for West Ham.
Yeah, pretty much one thing that say is Antonio got 4 goals, which is pretty impressive. His first ever hat trick, and he might as well. He's like, let's go for four. So, but
Yeah, I
not
actually
the
really
most
enjoyed.
interesting of games.
I enjoyed seeing Antonio absolutely dabbing on those kids. But this is kind of going to be what it's like if the game really doesn't mean much. We're not going to talk much about it this week, and that's why it's going to be a bit of a shorter episode. Liverpool and Burnley, another game that
Ooh.
frankly doesn't really matter now.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. Liverpool's been pretty poor form. I mean, I guess they don't have much to play for anymore because I mean, what they're out of the Champions League, and
Yeah, they're out of.
they
I mean, they're not.
the
I guess
league's
they are
already
out.
won.
The league's won. There's nothing else to do, but still, they wanted that
So they
100
don't have
points.
much
But
to play for left.
yeah, I know they wanted 100 points though, and now they can't. Um,
Yeah, that's a 100 points is gonna stand as the record.
but yeah, not much happened in this game again. It was 1-1. It was a common Burnley-esque. It was a Burnley-esque game, but we'll move on here. We're kind of starting off on a bit of a flyer today, but that's to be expected, you know. Next up, sadness begins. Sheffield United
Pain.
freaking wrecked Chelsea.
Now listen, I'm just saying Tottenham fixes teams. and I'm gonna bring it up later. Oh, I'm gonna bring it up now, and I'm gonna bring it up later for sure. But I'm just saying Sheffield was on a poor run of form. They had lost like their first or they hadn't picked up any point, but I think they picked up like 1 point from their first 4 games. Then they played Tottenham, and then they've drawn one, and and then they won their next two against Wolves and Chelsea. So I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
play Tottenham.
Tottenham is really fixing teams out here, which
You fix your
sucks
form.
because Chelsea need a fix in form because they lost. It was 3-0, and frankly, Chelsea probably played the worst game they have all year in this game.
Yeah, they really
Not worst
really
game
had
all
a
year,
hard
but
time getting past.
since the restart.
I'm just saying, you're gonna have a hard time when you have to get past John Egan. I mean, what a lad, isn't
Not
he?
this again. Not this again. Oh my
Not.
goodness. Johnny
I
Egan,
mean, he's all of
obviously.
6'1", 165 pounds. Oh, he's Irish as hell. John Egan, what a man.
Um, Sheffield United did win. David McGoldrick got 2 goals. And I think if I remember correctly, that's like his
Ali,
first goals of the year.
Ali got on the score sheet.
And
McBurney.
Oliver McBurney. Then
Which,
Brighton absolutely wellied, or Brighton got absolutely wellied by Man City in the next game. But uh,
neither team's really playing for anything. Man City's guaranteed second. Brighton's guaranteed nothing. So
but one more thing I want to touch on the Chelsea game that I kind of forgot about is you think this is a really big result for Sheffield, but uh, they're still somehow in the mix down there and just hurt Chelsea.
yep,
But it turned out that you'll see later on that every other team decided to slip up this week too.
yeah.
Um,
Just about every team lost and every team won that was behind, and every team lost that was ahead, to make it just essentially where the table didn't change too much. It just got a lot. It just pretty much stayed the same. Like the whole teams that were ahead lost, teams that were behind won. Keep it close.
yeah. So basically, Saturday games were basically a wash. They were either super close or absolute blowouts. Sunday games, um,
Wolves
Wolves
battered Everton.
Wolves battered Everton. This is another thing of Jordan Pickford's not the England goalkeeper anymore, so
Goodness, he really
um,
shouldn't be in goal
he
for
shouldn't.
for England.
He shouldn't even be in goal for
No,
Everton.
that's a fair point, honestly. I mean, not to hate on him too much, but it's just Nick Pope and you got Henderson. I mean, those are some
That's your
solid
first and your
keepers.
second right there.
Yes, sir.
But Wolves got
I,
the win. They are currently, based on the current table, sitting sixth. Big stuff for them. You know, if they can get back in Europa League, they still have the Europa League whenever it restarts. But if they can definitely qualify for that again, that would be big for them.
I mean, they're just 1 point off of uh, falling to seventh and 2 points out of falling to eighth. It's really tight down there. Who
Yes,
do they have?
it's very tight for that Europa League spot.
They still have to play Chelsea as well. That could be a difficult game.
Well,
And
I'm
Crystal Palace. That'll
hoping
trip
by
teams up.
then everything's sealed and done and dusted, and nothing's left to play for Chelsea. Um,
Well,
it's
I
obviously
doubt
not going
that.
to be like that. But yeah, Wolves got the win. No, it doesn't really matter, does it? Next game did matter though because Aston Villa won 2-0 over Crystal Palace. It's coming, baby. Not actually. I talked last week about the juiciest relegation battle possible, and it low key is coming to fruition because Villa won. We'll get to it later, but Bournemouth won, and everything is just coming together. The pack at the bottom is coming together. It's pretty much going to be a three-way relegation battle for 2 spots. But Aston Villa won 2-0 over Crystal Palace. Trezeguet got both the goals. Um, and yeah, there's not much more to say about this
They
one.
this game. I was just. Do you know? They apparently had a lot of fouls. Did you see that?
Uh,
I see they had 21 for Villa and 20 for Crystal Palace.
Let
It's
me find
41
this.
fouls.
42 fouls, it says on my thing. Benteke got a red after the match was over, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
seeing
like,
that one. But
so yeah, they're getting a little frustrated apparently,
a little
Palace were.
feisty in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aston Villa took a big step to maybe being safe. Maybe also it's not even worth it anymore. Crystal Palace, they're going to finish mid-table, so what's the real matter for Roy the Boy? Um,
I think they still, I mean, Aston Villa still though, they still have a shot at catching Watford. So they can still believe that they could do it. They
Still
keep picking
believe in
up results.
themselves.
Yeah.
I'll let you. I'll let you introduce this next game.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah. Tottenham played some. I think they played some small club that's in like ninth or 10th or something. So, uh, I think they're Arsenal.
Bold of you to
North
say
London
this.
Derby boys. North London
Mid-table
Derby.
clash.
Shut up. North London Derby and Tottenham came out on top. Toby Alderweireld, I can't say it. Yes, Toby came to the rescue in the 81st minute. Sonny had a goal and an assist, and Lacazette that had a screamer. You don't do much about those, but
Yeah, no one's
really
gonna
really
remember
happy with
that
that game.
screamer. It's just gonna be there was no fans and Tottenham won. That's all it's gonna be remembered
Of
by.
course, it came off of a Serge Aurier flub, but it
Best
was
right,
still a hell of a shot from Lacazette.
best right back in the Prem right there. Um,
Eh,
yeah,
But I listen, Sonny, Sonny, you can name the players with 10 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League this season. It is
so,
Heung-min Son and Kevin De
Son
Bruyne.
and yeah, De Bruyne. And Bruno
That's
Fernandez eventually. Just kidding, set piece merchant.
yeah, yeah, but those are the only two players. And Heung-min Son broke his arm and missed a bunch of matches and served military time during this season. So I forever
It was the
he's a
military
beast. He's an
time.
animal. I love Sonny. Huh?
It was definitely the military time that did it. That got him up to this level.
Oh, for sure, for sure. He's got his
Uh,
shooting up.
the next game I kind of want to spend a little bit of time on. Bournemouth beat Leicester 4-1,
Mm.
and
See, I
oh
think
my goodness, what a collapse by Leicester!
listen, I think it's unfair to Leicester because they didn't deserve that red card because he got all ball. That was totally clean.
Yeah,
He
totally
did not
clean,
deserve it.
totally all
Totally
ball.
clean. Which, if you haven't seen it, uh, uh, there's too many on this guy's name for me to pronounce it, but it's Soy Boy. Uh,
It's Soyuncu.
he just straight up booted him in the back of the legs like the ball wasn't even in play. They had just scored a goal, Bournemouth had, and he was trying to get the ball out of the net, and he just walked up and booted. He just cleaned him out in the back of the legs for no reason. And then, but I think it was clean, so unlucky.
Totally clean, all ball. Yeah, Bournemouth absolutely caused a collapse in Leicester that I never thought I'd ever see. But
And kept the
um,
relegation battle interesting too, because still only 3 points off of
yep,
Watford, and
that
only a goal differential between the two.
that juicy relegation battle I've been talking about is coming to fruition, man. But yeah, this was a big result for Bournemouth, and for Leicester it kind of was good because only thing else because I mean Chelsea lost, but
Which
United tied too. So
I'm gonna say it again. Tottenham fixes teams. Tottenham drew 0-0 with Bournemouth. Before that, they had conceded like 9 goals in the last 2 games. All of a sudden, Tottenham go a lifeless game. Terrible. They get a point from Tottenham. Then they smack Leicester, and then they have a good effort. They give Man City all they could handle the next match week, but we haven't gotten there yet. So Tottenham is fixing teams. I tell you what.
Tottenham fixes games too.
Fixes games.
Yeah, they fixed the game and then they fixed the team.
Yeah, they don't spend money on players because they spend money on refs. That's right.
Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Last game of match week 35 was Man United Southampton.
Which Southampton are a scrappy side, aren't they? They've been taking points off of everyone.
It's
I mean,
beautiful to see. You'll love to see a Southampton winner in the 90th plus 6 minute. Like literally, like we all know what happened on the last corner kick. Harry Maguire was marking on Iron Wan-Bissaka. Michael Obafemi slapped it in the back post. And I actually, fun fact about this game, I turned it off. I was like, there's no way Southampton are going to get a winner here. So I turned it off, took a nap, woke up, and I was like, oh, they did.
yeah, we were talking to each other. I think we were gonna play some FIFA, and we were talking, and you just said, "Wow, Southampton scored a 96-minute equalizer," and I was like, "Oh, interesting." And I mean, it's from Southampton. You got to be happy with. I mean, you're not gonna be thrilled by dropping points to Brighton and Everton, but if you play, they had to play the two Manchester teams, and they picked up 4 points from it. I think you'd be happy with that, you know.
Yeah, you got to kind of be happy with it. Um, I'm expecting big things out of Southampton next year.
So it was really surprising too that Manchester United dropped points because they had been setting the league on fire. But you wanted me to tell you why they dropped points?
Because Tottenham fixes teams.
Because they got too far away from the Tottenham game. See, they started the season drawing, or they started the restart. They drew 1-1 with Tottenham, set the league on fire, 3-0. 2-1 against wasn't that impressive, but you know, and then 3-0 again, and then 5-2, and then 3-0. But at that point, they're what, 4 games away from the Tottenham pick. The luck runs off. They drop points.
This is the stupidest
Tottenham can
conspiracy
only do
theory
so
I've
much.
ever heard.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's called facts. Read a book, sweetie.
Get your tinfoil hat on whenever you talk about this next. Anyway,
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna bring it up again too.
yeah, well, whenever it ends, then we'll not have to hear any more about this Tottenham conspiracy theory.
It'll never end.
But yeah, that was all for match week 35. Man United obviously were 1 point away from Leicester at the time.
That was That was a big. Manchester United could have gone sole possession of third place, and
But
then
no, they gave
they
up a
stayed in
Michael
fifth.
Obafemi screamer at the back post. So on to match week 36, and Chelsea and Norwich played a game I'm dubbing the death of football.
Just one of the most lifeless games. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Chelsea did have some goes at it, but Norwich just didn't do anything.
In the wise words of myself, as I said after the game, my friends text me. They're like, "Oh, Spencer, did you watch the Chelsea game? Did you enjoy it?" I texted back. I said, "It fucking sucked." Um, Even though they won, even though Captain America got an assist to the sexy Frenchman,
Which was very
it was
nice assist. Very
such
good
a
assist.
terrible game to watch. It literally was
Yeah.
the death of football.
It was very drab. Like, it was the equivalent of watching paint dry, I think, maybe, if Christian Pulisic scored a goal halfway through the paint drying. Not scored a goal, got an assist.
Yeah, I was about to say
I wish he would have scored a goal.
he'll get one eventually. But we're not going to still dwell on that game because I don't want to, because that game's just going to give me PTSD. Burnley and Wolves tied. This is just another,
Hey. Skipping.
Yeah, we're kind of going to skip it. Wolves tied. They're still sitting sixth. What else is there to talk about? What?
You skipped Tottenham.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I? No, they're all at the same time.
Oh, okay. Mine
Yes,
is
we're
just in a different order.
Yeah, ours is just in different order. But yeah, Burnley and Wolves played.
I mean, Wolves dropped points. I mean, they can't afford to drop many points going into this. They have to pick up as many points as possible. I mean, because
I guess that's true.
if they need to keep Europa League, they drop. I mean, because if they drop 2 points, you know, that they're only 1 point out of from falling out of the top 6. So
Yeah, I guess they just want to spice up that fight for the Europa League qualification
Burnley's
thing.
been doing pretty well for themselves considering.
Burnley's only 5 points out, but the only problem is they draw with every team, so it's not like they're gonna make any kind of
Yeah,
impact on
they
it.
get a lot of draws but still, I mean, you got to be. I mean, it could be pretty. It could be a lot worse, but instead they're only 2 points off Arsenal. So, you know.
It's basically like this. There's three fights going on. There's a Champions League main Europa League spot going on with Chelsea, Leicester, Man U. Europa League qualification with Wolves, Tottenham, Sheffield United, and Arsenal. And I'm not putting Burnley in there because they're too far out for me to consider them. And then you got the relegation battle with Aston Villa, Bournemouth, and Watford. Every other team is basically playing for funsies and doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Meeting their
And
goal
then,
criteria.
And then of course there's. Well, yeah, it's pretty much from like 16th place to 10th place is just teams that don't have much to play for.
Speaking of teams that don't have much to play for, Man City. They won 2-1 against Bournemouth in a game that, frankly, I don't know. I thought Bournemouth were actually going to get a result out of this at the end, but
gave it a good effort. I mean, listen, there's only so much you can do when your Bournemouth has just what, like a 300, like it's. I mean,
comparing budgets, it's like 3 million to like 400 million.
When your opponent can sub on Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, and I can never pronounce this guy's name. Raheem Mahrez. Mahrez. There we go. Right. Mahrez. There we go. I'm just gonna call him Mahrez. There's not much you can do, really. It's tough, but they gave it a good go. They gave it a good effort because Tottenham fans, and almost picked up a result.
So if the trend continues, Newcastle's about to welly whoever they're gonna play because.
Who does Newcastle play next? Let's see, because listen. By the way, just gonna say it. Heung-min Son and Harry Kane make me very happy, boy. So Harry Kane got over 200 goals. Ooh, Newcastle gonna take points off of Liverpool on the last day.
That's not gonna happen.
Mark it down. Write it down, boys.
They're gonna welly Brighton like 5-0, and then get absolutely wellied by Liverpool.
They're gonna destroy Brighton, and then they're gonna take points off Liverpool.
Tottenham won 3-1. I wasn't able to watch this game because stupid freaking NBC Sports decided to test out their Peacock app.
Yeah, I somehow picked it up. I got it.
Will was lucky. I gave up after 5 minutes of trying. Tottenham won 3-1. Harry Kane and Heung-min Son back at the rescue.
Harry Kane over 200 goals now for club.
No. That game was good at all, but that wasn't the game of the day. The game of the day was Arsenal demolishing Liverpool. Just absolutely dominating possession. Dominating shots wise.
It was really a surprise that Liverpool was even in it. It was 2-1. I think that was a favorable result for Liverpool.
Well, whenever you think about it, whenever you have a shot accuracy of 66.7% as Arsenal and 33.3% as Liverpool, it definitely shows.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, you could definitely see why Arsenal came out on top.
I can't win this game anymore. Yeah, Arsenal got completely lucky that Liverpool basically gave them 2 goals, and then Liverpool were all over them the second half, and they couldn't convert anything. So Arsenal won 2-1.
Van Dijk pulled a Harry Maguire, flubbed up.
Van Dijk gave him a goal. Alisson gave him a goal.
Alisson flubbed up as well.
It's good to see
2 assists.
Liverpool, giving to smaller teams like Arsenal, mid-table clubs.
Yeah, it was really kind of Liverpool. They have so many points, 40 more points than Arsenal. So they decided they could spare Arsenal a couple points, 3 points.
We'll give you guys a couple of points. But yeah, that was always surprising.
Which I mean, it's really big for Arsenal. Liverpool obviously don't care at all, but it's real big for Arsenal to still have a hope of finishing in Europa League spot.
Which I think
indeed. There are 3 points off of Europa League, but they have a worse goal differential than Wolves or Tottenham, and so it might be difficult for them. And they also have the FA Cup to worry about as well. So might have to
Yeah,
balance it,
that's
but their
this
run-in is
weekend.
pretty good in the league. I mean, besides the City game, so they might be a little fatigued and from the FA Cup, but they play Villa. It looks like easy games, but I mean they can be dangerous as relegation
It
battling
is
teams. They could be
Arsenal.
really dangerous on the last few days.
It is Arsenal, so you never know.
Yeah,
Um,
that is a valid point.
but yeah, on to the last couple of games. We only got 5 games left here. Uh, Aston Villa and Everton drew 1-1. And here's what
Yes,
all right, here's my reason that Villa are going down. Whenever you concede an 87th minute goal to drop points against Everton to Theo Walcott,
it's a real backbreaker.
it's definitely one that, it's going to be tough to
I have it said my it says that Everton had one shot on target.
it also was a header from Walcott, just letting you know that now.
One shot on target, not till the 87th minute, and you concede on it.
Well,
That's
Villa had one shot on target too.
yeah. That's I mean, real real backbreaker though. Just conceding after defend. I don't know if it was defending well, or as much as it was
It
just
probably was valiant
Everton and
defending
Aston Villa.
and then giving up Theo Walcott header and crying yourself to sleep that night. But in all seriousness, this was really a blow for Villa that it's going to be tough to recover from. In all honesty, they really needed a win, and
Yeah,
now they don't got it. So, um,
I mean, again, they're still only 3 points off a 17th place, but they're what 4 points in the goal differential, and
yeah,
they need to make up some space and make up some goals.
they basically got a lot of work to do, is what we're saying. Leicester beat Sheffield 2-0. Um,
It's a big result for Leicester. Terrible result for Sheffield.
yeah, it
John Egan really let me down.
kind of makes it go a little bad now for Sheffield, and they might not get Europa League, but Leicester, they're fighting.
Their
They're putting up a fight.
Sheffield's Tottenham luck ran out. It's a shame.
Oh
They
my
got two good
goodness.
results off of Wolves and Chelsea, and then they struggled. They couldn't get anything done against Leicester. So
Yeah. So Sheffield, obviously, it's gonna be a little tough to make Europa League. Still, they're still in it. They just need to get some wins on the last couple days.
still in it, still above
Um,
Arsenal.
and Leicester still in it for the Champions League. Speaking of still in it for the Champions League, Man United returned right back to the beautiful form they're in. Won 2-0 against Crystal Palace. Poor Roy the boy. VAR disallowed a goal. And there was a clear penalty on Wilfred Zaha that then they ran upfield and scored a uh, goal from it, basically. Which sucks for Zaha because, and for Roy the boy because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it said during the water, like they showed during the water break, he wasn't even talking to his team. He was talking to the ref.
yeah. It's Have you heard the news? Not the nudes. The news for Manchester United and their next league game which is West Ham. Uh,
Uh,
Ole announced that Bruno is going to be taking the first penalty and Rashford will take the second whenever they play next.
oh yeah,
So
because they're gonna definitely get 2 penalties.
yeah.
Sweat,
No, in all
luckiest bastards.
seriousness, uh, they didn't have any penalties this game, so I mean, but
Yeah, but
they
they basically if there's no way I looked at the penalty decision and I was like there's no way that he didn't see it was a penalty. Like, there was some theatrics to it, but that was a clear penalty even with the theatrics. Um,
that would have been a real blow to United, though. Could you imagine? You go down the pitch and you score. VAR says no. There's a penalty on the other end, so your goal gets disallowed, and then Crystal Palace get a penalty, and they get a goal as well.
that would be the biggest cuckold in the world.
That would be the epitome of a tough scene.
um, yeah, so Man United pretty much staying in that fight for Champions League. Crystal Palace don't have anything to play for. Speaking of nothing to play for, the next game, Southampton and Brighton, nothing to play for. It ended 1-1. Who gives a shit?
I forgot about that game.
And last but not least, the game that just happened today, West Ham freaking wellied. Well, I wouldn't say they wellied them in the first half. It's 3-0 at the end of the half, 3-1 in the final half, full time. To Watford, pretty much meaning that West Ham are safe. I believe mathematically they aren't, but like
Yeah, they're not gonna fall down.
they're not getting caught.
They're safe. Which Declan Rice had a hell of a goal. I think it's his first goal of the season, and I mean, very nice goal. I don't know if it should have been saved. I mean, I can't really. I'm never really good at judging that, but I think it was a pretty nice shot for the youngster.
The Irish
How old is he? Is he like
youngster.
21, 22? I thought he was English.
He's playing for England, but he could have played
Oh,
for Ireland, I think.
gotcha. Makes
Yeah,
sense. The name like
Rice
Declan.
scored. Antonio scored. If West Ham would have went down, Antonio would have been the first dude sold, probably.
Antonio's first goal. I mean, was it Ben Foster in goal for Watford?
Yeah, Ben Foster was in goal
Just
for Watford.
made him look silly right through his legs. Just real tough.
Real,
I mean, you hate
real
to see
tough
it.
scene. You hate to see it happen.
You hate to see it. I
Um,
mean, it went right through his legs, and then Troy Deeney got on the score sheet. Nice. I like to see that. I
you
like
love
old
to see a
Troy.
little Dini goal.
I love Troy Deeney.
But it's looking like Watford are probably going to end up being safe. And West Ham are safe. It's looking like the table probably will finish the way it is right now. The only thing I could see is Man United moving up in the fourth and Leicester falling.
No, I mean, I think there should still be a lot of change. I think you're.
I am
I really do think
I am completely
Watford could
predicting.
definitely surely drop. Hmm.
I am completely predicting Watford to stay fine. They're gonna win like a surprise game. Um,
I think Watford can. I just think it's not a guarantee at this point
so that's
because
all the
Bournemouth's
Premier League
playing
games,
good. You know.
right? And that's all the Premier League games. Um, there's a little bit of other news. We'll just quickly run through it. Real Madrid are the champions of the Liga. Big fucking surprise. Barcelona look like shit the whole of the year. Leeds United are back, baby. They're back in
They're
the Premier.
back.
It was
They're
just
back.
confirmed today that they would be back. West Brom dropped freaking points against Huddersfield, which low-key
Which
might save them.
I was telling you this before we recorded the podcast a few days ago. I was like, I think Brentford might have a shot at going up from automatic qualification.
And guess what? They're probably gonna do it now. All
And
they need
it's
is a
looking like they can
draw.
do it. Oh yeah. I mean, well,
I mean,
there's what?
their goal differential's 44.
Yeah. All they
Bro.
need is a draw, and they'll be above them on goal differential, and they're not catching them on goal differential. I mean,
And I mean,
that
Brentford.
would
I
be
don't think
ridiculous.
Brentford hasn't lost since the restart.
No, they've been in really great form. I think even if they don't get automatic qualification, they're going up, uh, regardless.
I think I'm gonna set an
'Cause I don't
alarm
know.
for 6:30 a.m. tomorrow and watch the game, Stoke City and Brentford. Or I guess it would be today because it's currently 12 a.m. Yeah, just see what happens. That's all for the championship news. The FA Cup is this weekend.
Yes.
Arsenal's playing Man City, and Man United's playing Chelsea. It's looking like we're gonna have a Manchester derby in the finals. I'd love it if Chelsea could pull the upset though. But after hearing the news today that Conte isn't playing, he can't play. I'm throwing in the towel already, kind of. But I'll be excited to watch that. And yeah, is there any more fun news in the soccer or football world? Because
Madden ratings released.
I don't even want to talk about that. Madden is on some kind of crack with their ratings as always.
Listen, I'm just gonna say, I believe after taking a year off and wrestling, I guess, and being like 32 years old, Rob Gronkowski is a 95 overall.
That
That
makes
is
zero
insane.
sense.
Oh,
Zero
also the
sense.
Redskins are sexual predators apparently. Are not the Redskins. They're not the Redskins anymore. That's
The Washington redacted for now are sexual predators, and their name is apparently being changed. And that's about it for Matt. NFL news.
What name do you like?
I like the Washington Deadskins.
Uh, I like their Washington Red Wings.
I haven't actually heard any of the names. I like the one that kind of pays homage to like I think it is the
Uh,
Red Wings. The Red Wings sound the coolest. Um, but I'm gonna call them the Deadskins no matter what.
I believe. Hold on. No, I don't want to. I don't want to be wrong, so I'm gonna look this up.
Always got to get those reliable Twitter sources.
Yes. When you get your Red Wings is when you have is when you have sex with the female during her period.
Just
You
go
got your Red
ahead. Go
Wings.
ahead and stop
And
talking right now, please.
so that is why I'm backing that team name, considering their history of sexually assaulting women.
I do
I
not
think
like
it would be
this.
incredibly appropriate, and by that I mean incredibly inappropriate, but in an appropriate way.
I do not like this conversation. So I'm going to end it there. Thanks everyone for tuning in this week. Follow us on Twitter, 2Footballs Podcast. We're going to try to start tweeting a little more. Maybe try to live tweet about a few games.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, send some live thoughts about it. Shorter episode this week. Less games. Hopefully next week the season won't be over. It will probably be another short episode next week because it'll just be match day 37 we'll cover. But we'll also probably preview match day 38. And then after match day 38, it becomes wildly incessant, whatever the heck we can think of talk, because technically there'll be no season for a little bit. But
That's all right.
always,
We'll have whenever I think it'd be a good time to bring on some of the boys and types and talk some hypotheticals about the NFL or college football, perhaps.
right,
Just get
because
into some
we do want to
right
bring guests
stupid
on.
debates.
Yeah, we do want to bring guests on, but it's like they don't know much about soccer, so we're keeping it as it is right now. But from Spencer and Will, we'd like to wish you a happy
Happy
July.
holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
I
Happy
love
holidays.
the July months.
Well,
If you
we'll have a
enjoyed it,
Christmas in July.
yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. We need food, please. And likes are food. Also, subscribe if you want to see more. We got hopefully more podcasts coming out every week.
Which also, if you don't want to see more, you can still subscribe. And
Yeah, still subscribe. Help out a brother. You can always unsubscribe at any time. And drop a comment on, let's see, let's think of a random comment question this week. Drop a comment on if you could choose one League 2 team to put in the Premier League and give them the best amount of players possible. What players would you pick and what team would you be?
yeah, and have any of them won their Red Wings? Do you think?
Yes. Jesus. All right, from Spencer and Will, this is us signing off.
See ya.